What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel, and welcome to another themed week here on the channel. This week's theme is Dark Knight's Death Metal / DC week, and today I have for you guys the Batman from the Dark Knight's Death Metal Dark Father Build-A-Figure wave with the guitar. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. I upload new content every single day of the week, so make sure you hit that bell icon, because sometimes it's one video, sometimes it's two, and sometimes it's even 3 videos in a single day, guys. But you won't know for sure unless you click that bell icon, so make sure you hit that bell icon so you stay notified. And while you're at it, if you do enjoy this video or any of my other content, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And while you're at it, go ahead and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. It is absolutely free, and I promise you guys I will give you great content in return if you do. But first, as always, the information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. I'm your host, Jesse the Batmadro, aka the Buff Collector, and once again, guys, it is Dark Knight's Death Metal. That is a mouthful. I'm sorry, guys. Let me start that over. Dark Knight's Death Metal / DC week here on the CoolFigurez channel, and we are starting it off with the Batman from the new Dark Knight Death Metal Dark Father Build-A-Figure wave. But before we even get started, guys, I want to give a big shout out to my young sister for finding this wave for me. She went on a Target run, and I always ask her to check the toy section for me, and this time I didn't ask her, and thankfully she called me and FaceTimed me and was like, "You want me to check the toy section?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" And I almost told her, "No, I'm okay, just go ahead and get what you need to get." But I just said, you know what, just go ahead and check. And as she was checking, she found the whole Dark Father Build-A-Figure wave just right there on the shelf. So I was super happy, super stoked. So shout out to her, for finding it. Thank you so much. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get right on into this review. So I did not read this series, but in anticipation for these reviews of this wave, I did watch a video on the whole story from Comic Story, and here on YouTube. If you haven't checked them out, go ahead and check them out, as well as Comic Variant here on YouTube. That's where I was able to find a lot of videos based on on those comics. Comic Historian tells you, he basically reads back comics, word for word, and he shows you the panels without the words for copyright reasons, and he does voices and all that stuff. It makes it exciting. So if you've missed out on storylines and you don't want to go back and buy them and spend time to read them, or you don't have time to read them, and you just want to throw them on while you're doing cardio, while you're doing your workout, while you're doing your work at work, Comic Historian does put together full storylines for you to listen to. So I highly recommend you checking them out if you have comic storylines you want to listen to, want to check out, but you don't want to spend time reading, because I know it's sometimes very time consuming to sit there and read a whole graphic novel or 4, 5, 6 part miniseries. But anyways, guys, so most of this knowledge is coming from them and from what I've learned from watching their videos. But from what I've picked up, this Batman is actually dead. He is not actually alive. He's using the Black Lantern ring to keep himself alive, and from what I saw in those videos, he never actually dons this guitar, but I did see him don this guitar on the cover of Dark Knight's Metal, on one of the variant. It was a variant of the comic that came out, and honestly at the time I should have picked it up, and I saw it in the store and I just walked right by it. But anyways, who wouldn't want a Batman with an electric guitar? It's just two badass things put together. As you can see, I have them here in the classic AC/DC, or if you really want to go back to it, Chuck Berry duck walk stance. I am a guitar player, so I absolutely had to have this figure. Although I do wish he would have came with a pick, or more of a picking hand or something to make it look like he has a pick. I don't know, maybe we'll do something about that, figure something out. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the accessories that this guy comes with. So first and foremost, of course, he comes with the DC stand that they all come with, which are very much coming in handy for me. And of course, he comes with a trading card, which I believe this is the same image from the variant cover of the comic book, just utilizing the toy, which is very interesting. Now here's a shot of the back. I'll let you can pause that if you want to take a look at that. But another thing that I've actually been doing with these McFarlane figures, guys, is actually been cutting up the box and keeping the larger image as, I don't know, stencils, bookmarks, different little things. There's one of my dog hairs on it. But what I like too is that you can get a nice closer image, and what I like is that they actually have little guitar accessories that are scaled to this Batman figure, which is really cool. And I really wish they would have sold this as a deluxe figure with the guitar amplifier and the pedal and cable. I totally would have paid for that. McFarlane, if you're listening, you want to make more money off this sculpt, release a deluxe edition with the guitar amp and the cables and the pedal, and I guarantee you will sell more of these Batmans. But that's just my suggestion. But that is basically everything that he comes with besides this guitar. Now, this guitar obviously could be a lot more detailed. You can see it has a lot of detailing in the sculpt, but as far as the paint application, it is very, very bare. It's molded in red plastic and just painted on. They painted the face, which is at least, you know, something nice. A few yellow dots right here, a few black stuff for the knobs and whatnot. But I really wish they would have painted the strings so that you could see some separation, and maybe painted the neck a different color to separate it from the body. You know, maybe some silver on the pickups and the whammy bar. And even this should be silver, I feel like, because it should be the sheath from his weapon, so it's a blade, you know, so it should be silver. But it is what it is, and he's definitely going to go next to my slash figure slash pop, and my pop of this Batman with an electric guitar and pick. So yeah, he'll fit in perfectly either way. And like I said, I'm super happy just to have my favorite character, Batman, with an electric guitar, which is my favorite instrument. I absolutely love the electric guitar. Like I said, I am a guitarist myself. I do play guitar. And when I listen to music, the thing that catches my ear the most is the electric guitar, or just the guitar in general. And usually if there's no guitar, I'm not into it. So obviously I absolutely love this Batman, but he is the same sculpt as the previously released Dark Knight's Death Metal Batman. If you already have him, this is the same exact figure, just minus the weapon that he comes with. Instead of that, he comes with the electric guitar, which, like I said, is nice, but much like the other stuff from McFarlane, it is a bendy, thin plastic. It's a little thicker on the body, but on the blade and the neck, it's very thin plastic. You have to position it very precisely to get him to fit it and to hold it right, but when you get him to hold it right, he looks so cool with it. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and pull him forward. Like I said, he is the same figure that they have already released. If you want a more in-depth look, I will link my review of that figure up above. I already knew I was going to pick this one up definitely because of the guitar, but I knew that I was going to be posing him with the guitar, so I knew I needed another one for the Bat Cycle, so which is why I picked up the other one. I don't usually pick up doubles in my collection, but that was one that was justified because one's on the Bat Cycle with his weapon from the comic, and one will be, you know, jamming out with Slash and his guitar. So with that being said, guys, like I said, if you want a closer more in-depth look, I will link my review of this guy up above, and you can check that out because I think I spent a little more time looking at the sculpt overall and picking out new things and more minute details in it. But looking at his articulation real quick, so if you just stop by to see that, you can look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. He can look down pretty significantly, as well as up pretty significantly, as you can see right there. His arms are not hindered by the coat at all, since it is a soft plastic, which is nice. You do get 360 bicep rotation right there, as well as shoulder rotation 360, and then hinges in and out. You do get double hinge elbow joints right there, which is nice. You do get rotation at the ball wrist, as well as up and down, and you can rotate it so it goes in and out. You get rotation at the upper torso, you do get rotation at the bottom of the torso. He can ab crunch down that much. He can ab crunch pretty significantly far back. As far as out, he can actually do the splits, and I've noticed that McFarlane is using these new hinge joints, which is really nice because, like, look, he can really just get some good separation, which means he can get some really nice poses in general because it's just, you know, very little hindering his legs. So looking at his leg articulation, he can kick out that far, kick back that far. He does have double hinge knees, but it does get kind of caught with his thick hamstring muscles. which I wish mine looked that thick. Getting ready for contests, and they can still use a lot of work, but that's neither here nor there. He does have a thigh swivel, which is nice. I noticed that this was the first figure of the McFarlane line to have the thigh swivel when they first released the other one. And obviously, since this is the same mold, obviously this one will have the same thigh swivel. And let me see. And that is it basically when it comes to his leg articulation. Looking at his ankle, he goes there, up there, and ball rocker right there. So like I said, if you want a slower, more in-depth look, I have linked my review of the original release up above, and you can check that out. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some cool killer guitar pics I took of this guy. I tried to pose him up as closely as I could to famous guitar poses. So let me know down in the comments down below how I did. But let's go ahead and check those pics out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at CoolFigurez. And I did just recently start a separate account for more of my planned out, thought out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by CoolFigurez. So go ahead and check that out if you like. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, guys. And check back tomorrow for day 2 of Dark Knight's Death Metal / DC Week here on the CoolFigurez channel. But whether or not you're a subscriber, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it. As always, I'm your host, Jesse the Bet Magic Girl, aka the Buff Collector, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.